Hi, friends. It's Reverend Laurie with this week's Love Notes on Wednesday, November 17th, coming into the holiday season, which I just love this time of the year. But it also comes along with its quirks, especially this year. It seems like the more we scamper to get back to normal, the more triggers are pushed in us, the more unease we find ourselves in. It's as if that very thing that we want so much is making us crazy trying to get back to it, when perhaps that thing we want so much never existed in the first place. We talked on Sunday about surrender, true surrender, not giving up, not giving over, not saying, I've had it, I'm done, it's not worth it, not that type of surrender. It's a grace-filled release, an intentional decision to let God be in charge. That's a scary thought. It's terrifying to those of us who like to be in control. And really, who doesn't like to feel that they have some modicum of control in their life? I like to think I have some control in my life, but life keeps showing me that no, darling, you are not in charge. You are not in control. Give it up. Still a hard lesson, because somewhere in us, in the cells of that human nature, lies this distrust, this uneasy tension of maybe God doesn't want to take care of me. Maybe God's will for my life is awful. Maybe I'm not a good enough person to be in such grace that a great life is owed to me. All of these interesting things that we put on ourselves as to why maybe we're not good enough. Maybe we don't deserve the life that we want. Maybe we have something coming that just is unbecoming because we've been wrong or sinful or whatever we pile on ourselves. And traditional religions certainly don't help with those feelings. But what if we began instead to think about God, or that divine energy that is responsible for the creation of everything, everything, everything that has ever been, that is right now, and that will ever be. Think of that. Take the personal for a moment out of God. Take the personal out of God, that God is not this thing, this being that is deciding based on judgments how life will go. Try that on for just a little bit. See how it feels, kind of uncomfortable. What if instead we thought of God as simply that energy, that creative force that is right now flowing through us? And that force is life-giving and life-sustaining. And that force does not want us, or for lack of a better word, have any need for us dying, becoming ill, being miserable, being hurt, being harmed. It doesn't serve the purpose of creative energy. So if you think about it that way, take the impersonal out of it, take the personal out of it, make it totally impersonal. But there is a force in us that is constantly co-creating for us a higher vision of us, because that's simply the nature of how universal power works. Think of the possibilities of that type of thinking. And if the scientists in quantum physics are true, and I think so much of it has already been evidenced as such, maybe our thinking in this manner is helping us achieve a higher realm of experience on Earth. That higher realm. I mean, I think about it in terms of an acorn. A little tiny acorn on the ground, can't see anything, can't do anything. It's just there. And there's this creative force that created the acorn with the potential to become more and more and more. If you notice, all of life is that design, that same template. A little seed breaks through. Through the breakthrough, there might be some pain, triggers, whatever, but it grows, it sprouts, it goes on to become much, much, much more than it ever was as an acorn. I'm looking at these trees in my yard, and I am on the second floor of my home. Those little seeds are sharing the sky with other trees that have also reached beautiful heights. They're swaying their branches in this beautiful lake breeze. They're nesting and providing homes for all kinds of God's creatures, which also have that same juice, encouraging them to fly and break forth and be all that they came to be. If we began to see in those colors, how would our life be? Wouldn't it be incredibly joyous and fun? We tend to make life so hard. So hard. We tend to put on these shades and find reasons not to be joyous. Oh, I gotta go to the doctor today. What are you gonna do? Oh, my kids, they're crazy. What are you gonna do? Oh, I don't know how I'm gonna pay these bills. What are you gonna do? I mean, how small-minded is that when we have the creative force, the energy flowing in and through us? That's joyous. What if we just started looking at things differently? What if we just started, I read a passage the other day in one of my books. What if instead of having to go to the pharmacy was an exotic trip to find magic potions and I get to go search the shelves? What if you made the most out of every experience that creative force is bringing you to? How magical would your life be? How beautiful. Can we begin as we enter the season of Thanksgiving, the season of magic and mystery and miracles, to just breathe and be with the potential of what's becoming? Oh, it's going to be a fun journey through Advent. We're going to do some preliminary steps this Sunday in I almost said in class. Church is like a class to me because I love learning and love teaching and love attending classes and soaking it all in. So for me, church is one big class where I'm learning more and more and more. We're going to dip our toes into the season of Advent and get our feet a little wet. And then during our discussion, we're going to go deeper into some of Unity philosophies. Like, what about prayer and meditation and the thoughts held in mind? It's going to be a juicy conversation. I hope you join us for service at 10 a.m. on Sunday and our conversations at 11 afterwards for about an hour. So I want to read this fun writing that will help us this week as we journey a little closer to Advent to take a little different look. Let your imagination spin some joy into your daily events. This is called What If. I've read this before in our love notes. Some of you will recognize it. What if? What would the world be like if instead of tabloids and magazines in waiting rooms, we had watercolors? If doctors' offices served strawberry juice for free with fresh lime? What if? What if elevator music were out of the box? We'd all come out dancing. And lifted you up like yodeling marimba and Cat Stevens reggae, like a sound without walls. Ooh. What if beige meant, please paint on me, put graffiti on me? And what if graffiti meant art and God meant color and church meant an open canvas and Sundays free to explore it? See, I said class. What if each day of the week were named after one of the ways we feel under the light? Instead of Monday, Moon Day. Tuesday, Terrific Day. My granddaughter and I make up different names of the week for every holiday. We're starting with Thanksgiving. So Wednesday today is, oh, what did she tell me? Oh, Whipped Cream Wednesday for what we put on pumpkin pie. What if evolution displayed its culminating senior thesis project in your fingertips and God's best truth manifested in perfect geometry of your eyes? There's geometry in these eyes. What if your eyes were my own, and when I looked in them, I'd see the hope that's been waiting for us to hold it together. In my eyes, you may see hope. In your eyes, I may see hope. And hope is the first message of Advent. It just dawned on me. I did not know that that's how this poem ended. We can relax and let go. God's in charge. We can't write a better story than that. So I will see you on Sunday. God loves you. I love you. Have a fabulous whipped cream Wednesday.